Wow. Hello.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning to everyone. And welcome. This is week 6 of our news dumpy. Week 6, episode 6 of the NgoVo Convo podcast where two stupids make a hype.
That's right.
Right? I'm right. Because it's hype. It's always hype. Every week.
Somewhat hype. It's still the morning.
Somewhat hype.
We're
Yeah.
recording.
It's okay. I'm one of your hosts, for NgoVo, and I'm joined by Harrison. No, he's right to my left.
Hello.
I'm to his right.
Yes. Correct.
I think that's how it works. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics, but also we have a very long backlog that needs to be cleaned out that we're trying to do this year.
But that doesn't happen with the news
That doesn't
dump.
happen sometimes. Yeah, because some would say this is conversing.
Oh, like NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo, spelled right above my head with the logo.
Wow, the logo's like right there. Wow.
Conversing.
It's just we can converse.
I hope so.
And you can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're everywhere.
Everywhere. All 10.
All
platforms.
10
All 10 of them?
platforms. Actually, the other day I just realized we were on more, but they were automatically
Oh,
added.
all 10. Nice.
Yeah. 10 plus. We probably say 10 plus now.
10 plus.
10 plus, yeah. And as usual in this episode, we're just going to be talking about all the news dump that has happened for the week of February 5th through the 11th. And we won't spoil anything. We usually don't. But if we do, skip ahead. You know how
We'll
it
try
is.
to let you know.
Yeah, we'll try to let you know. But we'll get into some pop culture. Did you know that it was New York Fashion Week this week?
Think I must have saw
probably
some
did not.
stuff.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
I didn't notice that it was New York Fashion Week. Yes.
Yeah, it's New York Fashion Week. All the people, all the influencers, they're been invited. So I personally feel like influencers are like ruining the luxury fashion.
I think it's that gray area now where influencers, it's different, right? It's a different, because you say
Well, it's a different vibe.
It's a different
now.
vibe. I think, okay, well, high fashion, maybe. But then again, I don't know, because we also hit that point of influencers getting invited to like red carpet events and stuff. And we're like,
Yeah, like the Grammys.
For me, I still like impulsively, I'm like,
Oscars.
really? Damn, it's like, but then you start thinking about their audience size, and it's huge. Most time it's huge, so it kind of makes sense.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Emilio,
so yeah. So it's a different type of exposure now that we have been not exposed. Exposed to? Yeah, I guess so. It's a different type of marketing. Different type of marketing.
Yeah. No, it is.
And it's weird. It is weird.
I personally don't like it. I feel like they're ruining.
It's bad when it's like they just film. We're also in that age of film everything. Like everything's on your phone, record everything, blah blah blah. So
yeah.
the magic of like just seeing it on television.
It's kind of
because that's the only view at the time back then. But now we can see the insider
like backstage
stuff, the inside
or like behind
backside,
the scenes,
behind the scenes, the day of, and it's weird.
Yeah, and kind of like
I don't mind seeing
like,
it, but it's like the day
interviews.
of is like, yeah, and the interviews too feel informal at times.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I personally don't like it. Like
Yeah.
you said, like the magic is kind of gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, with fashion, it's a little different.
I was gonna say, but with fashion, it is different in my opinion too.
Yeah, because not a lot of people can afford an Hermes Birkin,
Mm-hmm.
or like if you want to buy like a Louis Vuitton, a Prada, like you can, but you have to save up like 3 months worth of your salary or like your pay if you really want something.
More money, honestly.
It's just more money, yeah. But it's like inflation, and those high brands, they actually upped their prices by like a couple $100.
I don't.
I just think that they're.
I just assume.
Yeah. I window shop, online window shop
Oh,
all the time.
I see.
Sometimes I want to press a button, but I can't.
Fat thumbs.
Yeah, I know.
Non-existent.
But yeah, I just think like high fashion is just a little different. And I get the marketing part because there's a lot of people that have a lot of following
Mm-hmm.
and they just like, they'll get ready, you know, those get ready with me
Yep.
videos.
Yeah.
Like they'll do that. And I think that's the cool part. But I think what ruins is like they're invited because they have a lot of following. But I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I get it to a sense. To a fault.
It's just that,
I just personally don't like it. It's just weird.
It's just that new age of entertainment.
Yeah.
And how things spread.
I suppose. Disney Plus. Did you know they lost 2.4 million subscribers in the last quarter of 2022? That's their first report of a decline since they've launched in like 2019, 2020.
I'm not surprised, but I'm like trying to think. It is weird because
Isn't it weird?
It is weird because
It's a little weird.
ABC Family back then was always the one with the Christmas stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I guess you can still watch stuff on ABC Family, right? Or no? No, right?
No, ABC
That's
Family
right.
turned into Freeform.
It turned into Freeform. Yeah, see, keeping up with this is hard. That's right.
Yeah.
So we can't. Yeah, I guess people.
It turned into Freeform, and then Freeform got bought out by Hulu.
Yeah.
And Hulu is under Disney.
Sorry. So the point I was just getting at was back then, it was easier to watch like Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Because that was always the thing. I remember people would just do that, right? But then again, you could just watch Christmas stuff on other platforms now too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
initially
everywhere.
we talked about it last week where we're like, oh, Netflix needs to realize they're not like the only ones out there, which I think Disney thinks they have a big pull right now because of the pricing and all that, which they do. But when you look at
They do bundles.
they do bundles. But when you look at their catalog, honestly, and this is just me, I only am here for the Marvel and the Star Wars. But that's just me, right?
I agree.
That's just us. But there is a bunch of stuff on here. But every time I look through it, like the Proud Family, sure, I remember watching that. Like the new shows, there's not that much
the
promotion.
reboot of like High School Musical, like there's a lot of reboots
And
and
I've heard there's like
restarts.
good stuff. Like Willow, I heard like, oh, it looks cool. I don't know if it's actually good. Yeah, but when I scroll through this, it's just like, also this is my stuff, so it's catered, right? But when I scroll through like the other, like the originals
if
and
you're
all
like
that,
searching like
but like
originals,
actually searching originals and stuff, like nothing piques my interest. It just looks Disney, right?
Mhm.
It just, but I don't think that's enough of a pull because I think now that they've had about a year or two, no, it's been 3.
It's about 2. Almost 3, I think.
It's about
Almost
3 years because it came out. I remember it came out before the before the lockdown.
Before the lockdown, and the big show that they were pushing for was WandaVision at the time.
Yes. Yeah. So I think now people understand how their shows work, and sometimes even for me, I don't think it's that, or sometimes because it's very.
They have a formula.
They do.
They have a formula.
Or they just don't do their stuff that well. Like let's say Pinocchio, people did not like it as much, or at least the people that I follow didn't like it as much. And one of them did explained why, and I'm like, yeah, it's just too different. But then you can't rehash. You can't fully. Some people don't understand. You can't just fully rehash. But it's also weird when you have the original on.
And then you see like
stream.
A live action reboot. Yeah. So. No, I can see that why they lost that much.
Like, there's a special, it's
like,
called Hip Hop Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's like
a lot of weird stuff.
It's just reading the title. I'm not trying to bash on anything. It's just like when I read it though, I'm like, that sounds Disney. But I'm also like, I grew up with Disney, but I'm not like a diehard Disney fan.
I grew up with Disney Channel, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think how would you feel? This could be like a whole new episode, but we're gonna just go into it. But how would you feel if Disney un-Disneyfied some of their shows, like Marvel?
Well, that would be weird too, That's the
Wouldn't
thing.
it be weird?
I think it'd be weird because that's then what makes it Disney.
Like, do you think Daredevil Born Again is going to be Disneyfied?
I hope not. That's the thing. I hope not. I just want. I think it's just the issue of like, I think Disney just they need to keep what makes them Disney to me for marketing purposes, and I'm sure they think the same.
For the magic too, their magic. The Disney
but I
magic.
think hopefully with them going back to with Bob Iger coming back, I hope the quality jumps up because I feel like their goal back then was just to pump out content.
Yeah, and not quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. But speaking of Bob, he's thinking about selling Hulu. Yeah. He's thinking about selling Hulu.
No, really. That actually kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of redundant having two streaming platforms, is it not?
It is. But we'll see where that goes. I mean, it takes years for streaming platforms to like merge or like kind of split apart. So it's gonna take a while, I think, for Disney to sell Hulu or separate.
It's all the
licensing. Yeah. Yep. Because anime's on Hulu, and technically Disney Plus pumps out anime now. Technically,
but not in the US. As we've learned.
Yeah. Wow. But these segues going into anime now. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just a lot of random shit that I found this week.
I'm learning.
Blue Giant, the movie, is scheduled for February 17th in Japan.
Oh.
It's a music, like, anime.
Okay. Like Idol or just music-based?
It's music-based. So there's another one. It's called Blue Orchestra, and it's an actual show, anime show, and it's scheduled for April 9th. The two do not have any correlation to each other.
How's their name being blue?
Yeah, their main character's hair is blue.
Oh. I just meant the title. Oh god.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue themed music animes that's coming out.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this, but The Ancient Magus Bride. Have you seen season 1? It's on Crunchyroll.
I have not. I've seen it on Crunchyroll. Or I've seen
it
on
poster.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yes, but I have not seen it. I've not watched
Same. I haven't watched it, but season 2 is coming out on April 6th.
I'm just curious. So when an anime is having a season 2 that you don't know of, do you think that makes it a good anime to then watch? Does that pique your interest enough that maybe I should watch this?
It really depends if I'm interested in the plot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think this is like a romance / action.
Oh, okay. Actually, I would believe that. Yes.
Yeah, because if you've seen the poster, it's just like this skull.
Yeah. That's also actually I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it really depends, but this one in particular has been on my list to watch, and I think season 1 it was out in 2018, 17. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
one of those animes that they just waited so long for season 2, but I think a lot of people are excited.
Yeah,
about it
because I remember seeing season 1 or the poster, but then also the title because I just opened it up. It was the Ancient Magus. His bride, the boy from the West and Knight of the Blue Star. I was that's when I think that's what turned me off at the time.
Yeah,
was
it was just a long
titles.
Title.
It makes me question. So,
but I mean, there are light novels are turning into animes now, so it really doesn't really matter how long the title is. Now.
I'm just getting used to how many light novels are being anime, or becoming anime, which is good, honestly. More story, maybe.
This next one should be interesting because the studio's Dean.
Dean, okay.
Yeah. It's called Collar Malice or Collar X Malice.
I was about to say.
Whichever way you want to say it. It's a movie split into 2 parts. Interesting enough. So part 1 is scheduled for May 26th, and part 2 is scheduled for June 23rd. I put this down because Studio Dean is our favorite studio to shit on because they made 7 Deadly Sins.
Or they worked on season
like
2, 3. I forgot which one it started.
And 3, yeah. But yeah, it will be interesting.
I wonder how much censorship that will be.
The tweets coming after it's really funny. They're like, "Are they going to censor the blood?" And then
I just said that.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Is it going to be like 7 deadly frames?" Like each frame.
Dude, I would not forgive them. The fact that I pitched 7 Deadly Sins to people just to have like the next season or so become like dog shit. And I was like, God damn it.
You got me into 7 Deadly Sins, and it was really good first season. Really, really good.
And because of how fast you watch things, you then told me, you're like, this is not good. I was like, huh? Yeah. So no, I think it was season 3. It might have been. I don't know.
I don't remember, but I told you it wasn't good. You were like, what?
It's like, what happened?
And then you caught up, and you're like, I get it.
I was like, damn it, you're right. It's weird.
You're like, I get it now.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Big sad.
Big sad. This next anime is actually for our friend who doesn't listen to our podcast because he's a bad friend. But it's called The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again. Today. It's scheduled for... Sorry, I left the Y out.
On the notes.
It's called The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today, and it's scheduled for July 2023, so the summer. Cool. And what caught my attention was that it's a cat that stands, and it's like serving... It's like human. It's lunch, and I found it very funny. It was
I think you sent. Okay.
I did send it in
you sent
our
it
chat.
In our group chat, and
yeah.
I was like, "What?" So I just kind of went over it. I'm not a cat person.
It's fine.
Just saying.
Yeah, same. But our friend, who's a bad friend.
Oh, the one that got us to start this podcast.
The one that got us to start this podcast.
Yeah, we took that out.
Is a cat slave.
Yes.
To his cat. So I posted that in our chat because he loves cats. Oh god, this next one. Okay. It's a long title. We were just going over long titles. Rascal does not dream of a sister venturing out. It's a movie. It's coming out in the summer in Japan. Yeah.
I love these titles. It's just fun.
I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Oh, man.
This one's like a weird one. I think it's an original.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Hoshikuzu Telepath. And it's also coming out sometime in 2023.
Okay.
It looks really interesting. The poster was like very interesting.
Let me look it up.
I think you might be interested in it. Maybe we'll see.
How do you spell it?
Hoshikuzu?
Hoshikuzu. Okay.
Yeah, telepath. Oh, yep.
Telepath.
Go on our Twitter. Google it. I feel like you'd be interested.
It doesn't have anything for the anime, or I can't, or I'm not looking hard enough, honestly. But
it's fine.
Oh, okay. Wait, is this like how was that anime? Never mind. Don't worry about
it. I was like, what? Where?
Never mind.
But Pokemon, you're a big fan of Pokemon, I think. We both are slightly. I am too.
I would say I've fallen off hard because I haven't played the last 2 games, but I am following this. Yeah, there's a new anime
series. Yeah, it's scheduled for April 14th because Ash,
our boy
his
Ash
story
is good.
Yeah, he's
done.
Good.
He's the champion.
He's done. He's the champion. Spoiler alert. But also his storyline's closing off.
Yeah. And
so this is like a new chapter of Pokemon, basically. With new main characters, Pokemon, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm a little sad because we both grew up on Ash.
Yeah. Well, but it's like a mixed bag, right? It's like, oh, it's kind of sad, but then also when you really think about it, he's been 10, 12 now for like how long?
For 30 years.
Yeah. So
a little weird, right?
It's hard when you have like a big pro tag like that, you can't drop. It's like Goku. It's hard to drop it
I
off.
was gonna say, it's
but
like
Goku's
yeah.
at least like Goku at least grew up to some extent because you saw him as a kid and then he grew up.
Oh, but then he grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Pokemon ended before One Piece. That's all I gotta say. Ended. Ash ended before Luffy.
that puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Oh boy. So
Can't wait.
Attack on Titan. We've talked about this I think 2 weeks ago. There's a part 3 to the final season. Wait, let me recorrect myself.
Yes.
It's Attack on Titan, the final season, part 3, part 1.
There we go. I was about to mention it.
go.
I was like, hold
Yeah.
up.
I can't believe I had to say all that. Episode 1's gonna be 1 hour long, and it starts in March.
How long is this?
I have no idea.
We brought this up at one point, and it's.
We have.
I'm telling you, there's not that many chapters left. Where
No.
we're at,
We can count on 2 hands how many chapters there's
Yeah.
left. Literally.
Yeah. So it's interesting, and it's an hour long, so that's essentially almost 3 episodes.
Yeah. I don't know how long part 1 of part 3 of the final season will be. But also I get it because MAPPA has a lot on their like list. This is coming out in March.
Yeah, March. Yeah, March. 3rd.
Yeah, like the beginning of March, like 5th or something, I think.
I think March. 3rd.
And then the following month they have Hell's Paradise. So they're trying. And they just have a lot.
They're just trying to get a lot. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. They keep getting a lot too. I'm like, oh my goodness. Does no one sleep at that studio?
It's a choice.
It really is. But DC, we have a couple flashy news. Did you see what I did there?
Flash. Nice.
The Flash CW season 9.
The last.
It started this week.
It's the last one.
Final season.
Is there any other?
It will be 9 episodes. I
9
think.
episodes. Is there any? Wait, 9? Really?
Yeah, it's only going to be 9. Yeah.
And
And I think that was due to like COVID, because they had a lot of issues in 7 and 8.
Okay.
Like they were just like pausing a lot, like every couple months they had to like stop,
okay.
you know. So I think with like COVID, they just didn't want to risk.
They probably
that
honestly
again.
they probably got tired of like
Yeah.
the breaks.
Yeah.
Because it's being filmed in Canada, right?
Yeah, and Grant has a kid.
Grant has
And
a kid. That's
so
right.
yeah, Grant Gustin
Forgot
has a
he
kid. So I
does.
think he just doesn't want to be away from his family
It makes sense.
that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
fine.
there's a couple spoilers I think we've seen and heard. Don't know if it'll be true until the season ends.
I have not.
I personally will not be watching it
Oh really?
like
Okay.
weekly.
Oh,
like,
weekly. You'll just wait until
Yeah.
it's all out.
I'll just wait till it's done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I know you're not caught up. I don't think
At all.
since like 6, right?
I think 6.
Or 5, 6. I think
Whenever
6.
the mirror lady happened.
I think that was 6.
Oh my god. Really?
Or I
No,
think
that makes
so.
no. That makes sense because that was
6.
that was right before the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it took
Yeah.
so long, and I technically it was a break because of COVID.
Yeah.
It was
Because of COVID, yeah. But yeah, and The Flash, the movie,
Oh, the movie.
the poster dropped.
Yeah.
The poster dropped for it, and it's actually featuring Flash in the Batcave. Don't know where that'll
Dude,
go.
I'm telling you, it's weird because I keep hearing random people I follow then say like, "Oh, I have inside." Like someone on the inside has told me, and I trust this guy, that it's the best DC movie of all time.
That's what James Gunn said.
Yes. Honestly, we've talked about this, and I don't know if we mentioned it last. Or we talked about it on the side for sure, but I don't know if we mentioned it last week. News Dumpy.
Week? Yeah.
If James Gunn has the guts to say that right before he talks about his own stuff, it's got to be true to some extent.
Yeah, I think so.
Because why else would you say it?
Yeah, exactly. I personally just don't like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
So I'm conflicted about watching this movie.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
I don't like them either.
We will see.
But it's really hard. Because I keep hearing all this hype about it.
Yeah. And what happens if it's like a letdown?
I mean, we just won't watch it like week 1, right? I mean, I probably can't, but.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll probably most likely see it for this podcast, but how far off from that like opening day we'll see.
I just have something that week. I know. I think I have a wedding that week.
A wedding or something. Yeah, it's in July. So.
Oh, it's July? I thought it was June.
I think it's July. No, it's July. I think. I'm gonna have to recheck that.
I think it's June, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, one of us is right. 'Cause I don't know who.
Don't worry about it.
But as usual, we actually do watch other stuff.
Do we?
Shows, movies.
Do I?
Maybe. Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, and Zootopia 2 are in the works.
Yeah.
Officially.
How do you feel about that?
They need to let it go. No pun intended.
Oh man, I was like, was that on purpose? I'm impressed.
On Toy Story 5, they need to let Toy Story go.
I thought they finished it off relatively well.
Four,
because
right?
Woody's gone.
Yeah.
Woody left. Now what?
I don't know.
I saw this pop up and I'm
know.
like, why? I'm not saying that it's bad. I just don't understand anymore at this point.
I can see Zootopia getting another movie.
I can see
I
that
just
one.
think it would lose its magic because Zootopia was one of the most famous animated movies in like 2013 or something. Like it was literally surpassing
No, it was like
every movie.
It was like 2016, I think.
13, 16? I don't know.
2016. Yep.
Okay. But it was like surpassing every movie that was coming out. It was at number 1 for the longest time.
Yeah.
In movie theater.
Even like I get like I know like the meme I get the meme of like everyone's like, oh, it's just for furries and all that. I was like, well, no, when you actually watch it, it's actually decent. Like it was a pretty good movie.
It's decent.
Because actually, it was
a lot of like.
It was the first movie me and my wife went to. Actually, it was like the first date.
It's so cute.
I was like, oh, I only remember that because I was like, should we watch this movie? I heard it's really good. Oh.
You're like, furries? Oh.
Honestly, so I'm done. I was like, okay.
Awesome. Frozen 3, I don't know how I feel about it, but Kristen Bell's one of my favorite actresses.
Because Frozen 2 was just Avatar, The Last Airbender.
I was not about to mention that, but but you're right. You're not wrong.
I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say Last Airbender owns the concept of air, wind, water, and fire.
No, but they do.
They just did it so well that it just becomes the meme.
It is
like
the
James
meme.
Cameron is so wild by it that he's also copying it.
He's also yeah.
Just because he has Avatar as a title.
As a title, I know. And here comes another franchise that I don't want to talk about.
Why?
Fast 10.
Fast 10.
10.
Fast
It's coming
10.
out in May.
Gonna be wild.
10. We grew up on Paul Walker in like 1. Like 1 came out when I was like little.
Yeah.
Like that's how long this franchise has been going on.
Beautiful.
And guess who's in it? James Momoa, Aquaman.
Uh-huh.
Brie Larson, Captain Marvel.
I didn't see anything about Brie Larson. I just saw Jason Momoa on like a motorcycle, I think.
Yeah, Brie Larson, they did like the little like fast clip of like people going out of cars, and she's in it.
I haven't watched the trailer, so that's also the other thing.
Don't know.
But I kind of want to watch the trailer.
I do not, because I saw clips of 9, and the moment that I saw Ludacris in a space car, I just had to immediately stop.
It's just...
I just had to stop.
It's the Fast series. It's just that series that keeps upping it. And I just want to see how far they go. and they keep doing it, and they keep
And they
wowing
keep doing
me.
it.
I'm like, wow, I can't believe it.
And they're at 10. I thought they would. They were supposed to stop at 7.
No, they were
Paul
definitely supposed to
died.
stop at 7.
Yeah.
When
I think
when
they were
Paul
just
passed.
milking the franchise,
But then,
which is sad.
But then
which is
the
really
argument
sad.
of, oh, he wouldn't want us to stop. We gotta keep going. Gotta go fast.
I
for
hope
family.
10 is the last one. Oh no, not the family meme.
I don't have friends. I have family.
You have family. Cape and Diesel.
I'm not a huge hater, but I'm not like a huge fan, but I'm like, I love just watching it for like the idea of I'm watching Fast
until they started. I'm a fan of Fast and Furious, like the original.
When it was just
stopped
about
being
racing.
about cars.
When it stopped being
being yeah.
But like, there's a flex of cars. It's so funny.
Yeah, I know.
But it doesn't make
when
sense.
it stopped being about cars and it started becoming like Michael Bay-esque and like space, I was like, no more, please.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so weird. But we'll see. And Brie Larson, she's like an Oscar winner, and I don't understand why she's in this franchise.
Because why not?
Like, if Aquaman's in it, I guess Captain Marvel has to be in it.
Because why not? I'm telling you, it's why not at this point.
I mean, I guess. I'll wait until it hits HBO Max.
Between the two of us, I'm the one that's more like to watch stupid shit. So it's...
No, you are, yeah.
Yes.
I'll follow eventually. But, wow, games? There's some game news. I mean, I'll let you talk about games.
What? What do you mean? You put it on here. I'm amazed.
No, you put this on there.
Liar.
You put...
All right. But
yeah,
Nintendo just did their Direct, and there's, to me, okay, overall, I thought the Direct was like, okay. Oh, my bad. Hit the mic. I thought it was okay, but there was like a few announcements that were pretty hype. Nintendo Shadow dropped Metroid Prime Remastered.
which you actually sent
I sent over because I was like, because mainly it was for my brother and I because I don't know if anyone else had a GameCube at the time in our group or in our group chat, but my other ones were all like, oh my god, this is awesome, because we all played it, and I knew I wanted them to do it, I just didn't expect it, because everyone's because everyone, anytime Metroid's brought up, we're talking about Metroid 4, so but that got pushed back, so. But it's Shadow Drop, but it Shadow Drop like it's actually it was available that day digitally, but I think for the box copy, it's
you have to
end of the
month,
end of the month or something. I think.
Oh, okay.
It'd be like
so you do
February or something.
If you want like a physical copy.
Yeah, me and my wife want a physical one just because we both have a Switch, so we can just go back and forth.
Like go back and forth. Yeah.
Even though she could just use my Switch, but that's not the point here. And then they also announced, this is the big one that like people freaked out at, was
everyone was freaking out.
They added Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games to this Nintendo Switch Online Nintendo Switch Online. But the difference is, so
we used to have that. I used to mooch off of you on.
You used I mean you just didn't use it as much.
I just didn't use it.
Well,
no, you just didn't. You didn't. Do you still have it?
I still have it.
Oh,
we still have a group that uses it, but
just not me.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother story.
Just not me.
But the difference is there's 2 tiers now. When you left, at the time there's only one.
Kick me out.
You said you weren't using it.
Yeah, I really wasn't. I was being honest.
I know.
I didn't want you to waste money. Now there's 2 tiers.
But now there's 2 tiers because ever since they dropped, I think the other one, because right now I have the family plan, right? So that's like $35. I don't remember how much the add-on costs. I think it's $10, $20. Oh, and I say this because they started that because they kept adding older systems, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying this now, so just to say it, the Game Boy original is on our current one, so the base one has it.
Okay.
But then you have to pay a little bit more to get access for the advanced games.
Okay.
They did the same thing with Nintendo. All like the Super Nintendo, all that stuff is fine. except Nintendo 64 is
I was
locked
gonna say
behind.
64 is.
And they know what they're doing because they know more people want to play 64 in advance.
That's me. I actually do want to play 64 in advance.
See,
and now I'm thinking
if you get back on our online subscription, and
do you have room?
I think
We'll talk about this
We'll
later.
talk about. We'll discuss this later.
We'll discuss this later.
So they dropped that. So they have a good lineup for the initial, and then they'll be adding some more games over time.
It took them a while.
It takes them a long time every time.
It takes them a long time, right?
Yeah, sure. All right, last one. This game already got announced, but they just showed more of the trailer. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It was Zelda Breath of the Wild was the first game. That dropped on. Or
it was really pretty.
First big game
really pretty.
that dropped on Nintendo Switch. So we always joke that it's my Zelda machine.
Yeah.
Because that's all anyone played on it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. But so now this is gonna be. We haven't announced it on here just because I'm bad about news. Actually, this was dropped before we started doing this. It's going to come out on May 12th, 2023.
Okay.
And it's going to be the first. I might be wrong, but I feel like this is the case. It is the first $70 game on.
No, you're not wrong.
On Switch.
People are freaking out about this price.
Because it was the Switch, right? So it's confusing because a lot of new gen consoles they can justify $70.
But not Switch.
Switch was weird.
Switch is usually 50.
Yes, and then it became 60.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then became 60.
So.
Inflation. They gotta pay those developers.
Usually it's 50, and then up to 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so if you notice, Nintendo also dropped a voucher system where you can pay $100 to get 2 games. You get 2 vouchers for it. You pay $100, and initially it's like essentially it's like a $50 thing. When they dropped that, I was like, well, I guess that's kind of a deal. I guess you could save $10 per game because most games are 60. Because you can the nice part is you can get all of the first party games that are just on the Switch. So boom.
That's what, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess you could save $10. But then they dropped this. I'm like, and this you can get the vouchers. You can use the voucher on this game.
On this? Oh,
so
okay.
Now I'm like, oh, that's why they did the voucher system. Because then it becomes a $50 game.
Gotcha. Nintendo gotcha.
All planned. I was like, damn. It was kind of sus initially. Now I get why they did it.
Now you get why. Oh.
But
are you gonna get it?
Oh yeah. Well, even my wife was like, "No, we will drop money." We tried to get it that day, sold out on Amazon.
It probably sold out.
Oh yeah. So you can't get the pre-order right now. Well,
that's crazy.
I haven't looked that hard, but we are most likely gonna get it. It was funny because the date is 5/12/2023. People were joking. They're like, imagine if Japan decided to do a different date system, and the day first, and it's actually December 5th.
Oh God.
I laugh so hard, but yeah. So for May 12th.
Okay. Interesting.
I will be busy that month, so we will be taking a break from the podcast, and we'll take a break on
No,
that.
we won't. We have stuff to watch and read.
And play.
And play. I got Genshin to play.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. I'm just trying to.
Also,
I'm caught up.
Also like Zelda. I'm surprised you didn't. Oh, wow. You could be playing Zelda too, because essentially Genshin copied Zelda.
Zelda, right? Yeah. That's the joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the meme that everyone tells me.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll look into Zelda. I do have to start playing my Switch. This is quite an interesting development.
Your fiance is busy with the Xbox, so what are you getting?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I bought my fiance Elden Ring on Xbox. Say goodbye to him right now.
Have fun,
this moment. Goodbye.
All right, that's all the news though.
That's all I have. That's all you have.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Wow. What an interesting week.
It's always interesting.
But thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. Logo is above Harrison's head. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and notification bell to get updates for when we upload. And subscribe. It's a big red button below me.
Below her.
Yes. Let us know how we're doing. What do you want to see next? We actually upload our main episodes on Wednesdays now.
Yeah. You say
'Cause
main,
Mondays
but
are-
it's like
just
news
our
on Monday. Top
top
review, whatever.
review on Wednesday.
And then
And
sometimes we drop stuff on Friday.
Yeah. When we really need to catch up.
Speed
Which
runs.
is soon. Speed runs, you know.
Oh my god.
But yeah, let us know how we're doing. What do you see next? You know, all the good stuff. We're dropping a lot of stuff this month, so we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.